It seems investigating murders in South Carolina's Lowcountry is really turning into a thing. That's why we've created another podcast focusing specifically on the murder of Stephen Smith. We, of course, have continuing coverage for you on the Hidden Killers podcast and True Crime Today. But if you want a channel exclusively dedicated to the coverage of the investigation and finding justice for Stephen Smith, be sure to search and press subscribe to The Murder of Stephen Smith. Search that wherever you download podcasts and press subscribe as we bring you daily coverage of the investigation into the murder of Stephen Smith and the quest for justice. Search The Murder of Stephen Smith wherever you get podcasts. Hope you're having a great weekend. This is our Week in Review, a look back at some of the most compelling stories we've covered for you in the last 7 days. Brand new episodes back Monday, right here. In 2015 and 2016, the neonatal unit of the Countess of Chester Hospital in England experienced a shocking surge in infant mortality rates.
As authorities worked to uncover the cause of the tragedy, Nurse Lucy Letby came under suspicion. Arrested 3 times over a period of 2 years, Letby now stands trial, accused of 8 murders and 10 attempted murders of babies under her care.
With allegations ranging from injecting air into babies' veins to using insulin to end their lives, the case has captivated the nation and sparked a fierce debate over medical malpractice and the duty of care owed to vulnerable patients.
Hear the full story on our new podcast, Nurse of Death, available wherever you get podcasts.
Search and press subscribe so you don't miss any of the chilling details in this shocking story. Search Nurse of Death right now and press subscribe where you get podcasts.
You're listening to the Hidden Killers podcast.
This is the Hidden Killers podcast with Tony Bruschi.
In the quiet town of Aurora, Colorado, the facade of a seemingly idyllic suburban life was about to crumble, revealing a tale of deceit, betrayal, and cold-blooded murder. Dr. James Craig, a 45-year-old dentist, stood accused of poisoning his wife Angela with protein shakes laced with potassium cyanide. As the details of this sordid affair came to light, they painted a chilling picture of a man who would stop at nothing to live out his alleged twisted fantasies. See, it all began on March 6 when Angela Craig started feeling unwell after drinking a protein shake her husband had prepared for her. Over the following 10 days, she visited the hospital 3 times, struggling with nausea, dizziness, and weakness. But doctors were unable to determine the cause of her mysterious illness. Little did Angela know that her husband had been conducting a brazen affair with an orthodontist from Texas and had been researching poisons on his office computer, searching for the perfect, undetectable method to end her life. As Angela's condition worsened, her husband's mistress flew to Colorado to be with him, while Angela lay suffering in the hospital. A cruel display of deception, James Craig sent his ailing wife a series of loving text messages, professing his concern and love for her. All the while he continued his affair with the orthodontist right under his wife's nose. Craig's web of lies and deceptions began to unravel when his coworker reported him to the authorities. You see, they'd become suspicious of his behavior, particularly the deliveries of poison he'd been receiving. It wasn't common for the practice to get some of these things. Despite the pleas of concerned friends who worried that the cause of Angela's death could be genetic and passed on to the couple's 6 children, James Craig refused to conduct an autopsy of his wife. As the investigation continued, a more sinister picture of James Craig began to emerge. His devices revealed chilling online searches such as, "How many grams of pure arsenic will kill a human?" And Who can do an online search for death without looking for a top 5? Top 5 undetectable poisons that show no signs of foul play. Doesn't look suspicious or anything should someone go back and look at your history. He even ordered arsenic online, receiving a package at home on March 4th. It was on March 14th, after Angela had returned home from the hospital, that she accused her husband of trying to poison her. She said something to him along the lines of, "There are poisons they don't test for." Her condition rapidly deteriorated, and she was readmitted to the hospital on March 15th, where she suffered a seizure and never regained consciousness. As Angela lay dying in the hospital, her husband's mistress sent him an email expressing her desire to comfort him, but feeling it wasn't right for her to be there given the circumstances. She wrote, "I do not feel it's right for me to mix in with those gatherings to mourn Angela either, and I do not want to meet your family as a friend and conceal what I feel for you." The affidavit in the case alleged that James Craig planned to end his wife's life by searching for ways to kill someone undetected, providing her poisons that align with her hospitalized symptoms, and working on starting a new life with his lover. When the police combed through his email account, they found additional purchases of poison. James and Angela Craig had been married for over 20 years and were parents to 6 children. They enjoyed outdoor activities, visiting theme parks, and also spending time together as a family. To the outside world, they seemed like a happy couple, but behind the veneer of their seemingly perfect life, that dark secret festered, ultimately leading to a tragic and horrifying end. The story of James Craig serves as a stark reminder that evil can lurk behind even the most ordinary facades, hidden within the heart of a small community. As friends and neighbors grapple with the shock of this gruesome crime, they're left to wonder how a loving husband and father could be driven to commit such a heinous act. Have an affair with the orthodontist unabated, shamelessly betraying his wife and the mother of his children while she lay dying in the hospital. His actions in the final days of Angela's life paint a horrifying portrait of a man who, driven by selfish desire, was willing to take the life of the person he had vowed to love and cherish. Her tragic story is a reminder that appearances can be deceiving, and that even the most seemingly perfect lives can hide very dark secrets.
You're listening to the Hidden Killers podcast
with Tony Bruschi.
There's so many people like this, it seems. We got Bryan Walshe that did the whole Google 500 ways to kill my wife and hide the body. We got this guy. I mean, how dumb are these people? Seriously, if you're going to do this, which no one should do, have you not heard of internet histories? I guess it just speaks to their stupidity and their arrogance, though, thinking that they will never get caught. They're above all of that. That's the fatal flaw in so many of these narcissistic killers. Press subscribe wherever you download podcasts so you don't miss any of the stories we're covering for you, interviews, and more. Get an ad-free experience through Apple Podcasts when you sign up there. My name is Tony Bruschi. Stay with us.